There are a lot of SUVs out there on the market. Some are about luxury, some are about performance, some are about both. This is one of those cars, and if you've got the money, you probably want this in your garage. Welcome to Car Coach Reports. I'm Lauren Fix, and today we are driving the 2019 BMW X5. This is the xDrive50i, and it has these super hot 20-inch M Performance wheels. It has the M exhaust, which means it sounds really good, and it has the M Sport package. Yes, it's a little bit extra, but if you're going to buy a vehicle like this, it's so sexy looking. I know it's a love-hate with BMW, but I love Bavarian Motor Works products. They've always made great handling vehicles. They're known for performance, but they're also known for luxury. And because of that, they've combined both of these in an SUV that's 2 rows that you could really use every day, drive it through the winter. You could put it on the track if you can shut off all those fun, fancy safety systems. But this vehicle really has everything that you would need, and it's right in the sweet spot of all those other competing products, and you can probably list them all without even thinking about it. Let's take it for a drive. When you get inside a BMW, you have a certain expectation. You think that it should be a performance driving machine, but this is an SUV. This is the X5. However, you can buy it with xDrive, which is all-wheel drive, and this is the 50i version with the M exhaust and the M Sport package. So what does that mean? That means you get the adjustability, which you would get anyhow, but you get the great exhaust now. I mean, this is an SUV. 4.4 liter twin turbo, really nice power, and the exhaust note is nice. Now, some of it's probably manufactured, but either way, it sounds like a BMW. It feels like a BMW, which means it has great handling and grip to the road. Big beefy tires. These are Scorpions. I really like them. It's got the M style wheel, which I think makes it even look cooler and more aggressive. But as far as the braking, big brakes, no problem. For a mid-sized BMW, this thing has really great performance. I'm really impressed with a lot of the things that come standard with this vehicle, and then of course you can buy up everything. Remember, when you start looking at these totally cool options that we all like and want, they all become line items and they can get very expensive. So try to find something on a dealer lot that maybe they bought it fully loaded and they've got a good deal on, especially at the end of the model year. Now, this is a 2019, so anytime you get to the end of May, they've got 2020s kind of working their way into the field. So as I take the corners slow, the camera instantly kicked on to show what was around me, so I could see what was going on behind me. And then as I made the corner, the video or the picture screen tilted so you could see down around me so that I wouldn't drive into anything. Really great for getting in and out of parking spots. Really great for daily driving, especially when you're driving an SUV. When you look at the limited vision that you have back here, yeah, that's part of it. And any SUV is, because of the sloped back, sportier look, you're going to have those limitations. Now, I know you're going to say, Lauren, you always start with the seating comfort. I mean, seriously, it's a BMW that starts at $75,000. Of course it's got 4-way lumbar. It has all the goodies, a fully adjustable seat, which are extremely comfortable, and of course they're leather. The interior is beautiful. I mean, how could it be anything other than a beautiful leather interior? And by the way, we're driving over some pretty rough roads, and this just absorbs it. The dampening on the suspension for this xDrive is very impressive. Taking a look back at the steering wheel in front of us, it's a nice grippy wheel. It's got paddle shifts if you wish to use them. Of course, I'm thinking most people won't, but you never know, we could play. Paddle shifts work as expected, easy to grip, minus on the left, plus on the right. All the controls that you'd want to use are right here in front of you, easy to use, including the heated steering wheel, easy to find. Sometimes they hide these things directly below the horn. In front of you, you got a really nice head-up display that is customizable. I've got a couple different things that I chose to put in here, like I personally like to know what the speed limit is, what speed I'm going and where I'm going, and of course the audio system is also marked right there as well. Looking down at the gauges directly in front of you, they're completely digital. But it also appears to me as there's some sort of camera looking at you, and that's between the gauges that are on the outside brackets. I have it set to M Sport, but if you switch it to Comfort, they become orange. If you switch it to Eco Pro, they become relaxing blue. The little teeny camera's right there in front of you, and it's got its eyes on you, and it wants to know that you're keeping your eyes on the road. So as I look away or I look to touch something over here in the center stack, it automatically comes up with, how can I help you? So if you don't like all these goodies and you don't want all this stuff to help you be a better driver on the road, and you don't want that next step to potential, I will say level 3 autonomous driving, because there is no level 5. That means it drives itself and you just go to sleep. then this is probably not the car for you, and there are other vehicles that you could purchase that are substantially less expensive. But what you're buying is this BMW safety, and they have top safety ratings all the way around. That's blatantly obvious to anyone who knows anything about cars or have ever driven a BMW. Yeah, we know BMW is all about safety. But as far as what they've done to improve the X5, larger screen in the center is excellent. The vents are easy to use. Climate control settings, you can adjust it how you want. There are actual buttons as well. Further down, you've got the audio controls and your presets. And then, of course, you've got your wireless charging. Why would it not have it? A USB connection, 2 cup holders, and stuff for some more junk, and, of course, a place to cover all that up. Going to the controls that I usually call the Prindle, is this beautiful piece of crystal. It's a piece of art without any question. And if you look down the middle of it, there's an X, a nice little X, very clean and classy and crisp, but why not? I mean, at this price point, it's nice to have a little bit of extra. The park button is on the back side of the shifter. The drive button to change modes is on the side of the shifter. It does take a moment to get used to it, but once you start driving it or you own it, you'll figure that out pretty darn quick. On the left side of the Prindle is your cameras, your park assist, your ability to turn the on, off. You've got your start stop button, which is this beautiful glowing piece of crystal, very smooth, very sleek, very nice, very classy. Further back, you've got Sport, Comfort, Eco Pro, Adaptive, and Auto Hold. Off to the right, you've got your electric parking brake and your hill descent. And then to the right of that, beautifully designed, and this beautiful crystal dial on the multimedia interface has your home media maps. It's pretty much the same as a BMW. The gesture control that you keep hearing ding, 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 ding is driving me crazy, although I love it. To make the volume go up, you do this. To make the volume go down, you do that. If you want it to go back to the home screen, I set it up to do, I feel like Star Wars. He's doing. In the back seat, there are 2 rows, and then further back, there's tons of storage. So this is a good size SUV. Fuel economy in the city is 17, 22 on the highway, about 19 combined. But you know, you're driving a big vehicle with a really performance-oriented engine, shall we say. The fact is, some of the options that come with this are just really impressive. 20-inch wheels. They're M wheels. I mean, I'm looking at a vehicle right here. It's coming in, oh boy, let's see, somewhere around $85,000. That's a lot of money. For $85,000, there's a lot of vehicles in that category. You're dealing, of course, competing with Mercedes and Audi. And, of course, if you want more performance, you go to the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, just a little bit smaller. If you're looking at other vehicles, you've got the Jaguar F-Pace, you've got the Porsche Cayenne. I mean, I could go on and on and on, but pretty much everything in that size category are direct competitors that are going to have tons of luxury. And at $85,000, you're looking at a lot of vehicle. In the second row, there is plenty of leg, head, and shoulder room, enough for 3 adults, no problem whatsoever. There's connectivity on the back of the seats. These are USB-Cs, which is what a lot of the new phones are charging with, and iPads. And there's also a place for you to connect a mount so you can put on monitors for each of the kids if they want to watch on long road trips, and that's really helpful. In the center back here, you've got 2 vents, separate climate controls for each side, which I think is great. More storage and more connectivity even yet. And there's a connection in the back as well. Tons of storage. Overall, there's a ton of storage in the back of the X5. Underneath, there is no spare tire because they usually run flats, but there is a ton of storage, and of course, that owner's manual I've referenced many times. One of the big selling points of all the BMWs is the 3-year 36,000 mile maintenance package, which includes roadside service. And this is great. This is a selling point when you're looking at Mercedes or even the Porsche Cayenne, which you can see just right out the rear window there. That's my personal car. $250 for an oil change. Yeah, I change it myself. That's ridiculous. But when it's included, that's a different story. One of the negatives of this vehicle is it's really hard to find one, is I'm not a fan of the 2-piece tailgate. I know this is part of what BMW X5 has always been. You open up the top one, you can put things in, but when you have to put luggage in, you lower down that little 6-inch piece of rear tailgate and you can sit on it if you need to, and you can put things in. For me, I just make it one tailgate. Why 2? It just increases the cost, and I don't see a reason for that. I'm sure you've got some commentary on that. You can put that down below. But really, the bottom line for me is this vehicle offers a lot for its money. Great handling, great performance, excellent safety, tons of things to make it very family friendly and likable to both the first row and the second row passengers. And the only thing I can think of as negative is that two-piece tailgate. I mean, there's really a lot to offer. I mean, believe it or not, the Germans, who hate you eating in their car, have cup holders in the door now, and that was something that they never had. So they understand that Americans want vehicles that make sense. Now, if you do buy a BMW, even if it's an X5 or any vehicle, make sure to look at the Performance Driving Center in South Carolina. You can take a class down there and really learn how your vehicle handles, and I think that makes a huge difference when you purchase a vehicle like this, especially BMW being a performance driving machine. It's great to learn how to drive your vehicle better and be safer on the road. And if you've got kids, bring them down. It's worthwhile to teach them to be safer drivers, because driver school only teaches you how to pass the test. And I've covered a lot of that in some other videos. You can check out some other videos here and subscribe. All the social media is down below. Of course, we love your comments. And if you do have any questions about the BMW, I'll put some pricing and some other details down below. So if you have any questions, let me know. Check out all the competition. We've reviewed them as well. And we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching.